Hello everyone and welcome back to Bear Studio. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Another month ends and another one begins, and with that we say goodbye to the summer, my least favorite season, especially here in Japan, where it tends to get really hot and humid. So I am looking forward to the cooler months during the fall and winter. Also, I hope that you're looking forward to our monthly haul as much as I am. As usual, we're going to start with the smaller, simpler kits and then work our way up to the bigger, more complex ones. That being said, the first kit we're going to look at is an option part set, and this is option part set number 9. This is the giant Gatling. It is a pretty cool addition that can be used for other kits as well. We do see here in the cover that it is being attached to a Garadoga, Garasulu, and a Hymog, but you can always attach it to any kit as well, so it doesn't necessarily has to be to this one's. Our second kit is another option parts, and this one is number 12, and this is the large railgun. And this one is mainly for iron-blooded orphan kids. As we see here, the railgun being used on a Barbados, the assault knives on a Gundam Flaros, the Gundam Bidar hands, and you can see more of that here on the sides. Overall, the value for these additions for all these kits is really well worth it. And our next kit is another option part set. However, I promise this is the last one, and this is the option part set number 14, Gun Barrel Striker. So here on this image we can see the Gun Barrel Striker on his own. Or if you have any other kits, you can actually upgrade them and use it as a backpack, as we see right here with the Striker. And the cool thing about this is that it comes with different joints to be used on different kits as well. Here is a pretty good shot of the gun barrel kit being used on an RX-78-2 and the Striker. Definitely not a bad pickup. Now that we're done with the optional part sets, let's go with some other ones. And this time I was able to get my hands on 2 SD kits. And the first one we're going to take a look at is the RX-93V Gundam, and this is number 387 in the VV series. Now this is really cool, and as I had mentioned before in the past, I'm not a really big fan of the SD Gundam, especially the ones that are really chibi and really cartoonish like, but some of them do get a pass, and this one definitely does. As you can see on the sides, it actually does look really cool. Now the BB line is a little bit different than the EXSD kits in terms that the boxes are a little bit bigger and they do have more gimmicks, and they tend to cost a little bit more, but they also have more movement and range and still being SD. And now for our second BBSD that we picked up is the one and only Sasavi, and this is number 382 in the series. Now I do have this kit, but the one that I have is the eco version, which is this one, and this is the one that's a single color and made of recycled plastic. They are the same kit, so there's really no big difference, of course, except the material and that this one's color coded. But if you're gonna paint this, then it doesn't really matter which version you get. And as I mentioned before, here you can see some of those gimmicks. I consider myself pretty lucky that I was actually able to find both of these at the same time, because this is basically a must. Regardless whether you get this as a set in the SD format, high grade, RG, MG, they definitely always go well together. Next up, we're going to move on to the high grades, and this month we did get a couple of those, but let's start off with the newest one, and that is the Gaius Ortega's Rig Dom. So this is the latest G-Quax kit, and one that we just recently reviewed, so you can go ahead and check out that review on the channel. For some reason, I wasn't expecting this kit to come in such a big box, but it is a very chunky kit, and it comes with a lot of pieces, so it makes sense. Having already built this kit, I can say that it was definitely a fun build. It has really good articulation, and I look forward to customizing it even more in the future. Overall, a very fun kit, and one that I still recommend, even if I don't like the third leg. And probably in the future, I'll end up getting 2 more, that way I do have the trio. Next up, I have 2 very special HG kits that I have been looking for a while actually, and I didn't expect that I would come across them, especially both of them. So let me show you the first one, and that is the full armor Gundam from Thunderbolt. I really love the way this kit looks, and I actually like a lot of the kits from the Thunderbolt series and how they look as well, so I was very happy I got my hands on this. Not too long ago, I did tell that the Gundam base was going to have this kit and the Psycho Gundam bundled together into one kit, but I never did saw it, so I wasn't going to be able to get it anyway. And here you can see the sides of it. Here is the other one. On this one, I especially like how you have multiple shields in the kit. I really think that's pretty cool. And now for the next kit, which I'm pretty sure you guys already know what it is. It's the Psycho Gundam. So this is the HD version of the Psycho Gundam. And as we can see from the sides, it is pretty thick. And that's because of its massive backpack. Now, this is another kit that I do have as a master grade. However, the HD version still holds a lot of detail. Again, another must-get combo set. Now, the next and last HD kit is a premium Bandai kit, and one that I was very happy I was able to get my hands on. And that is a Dragon Gundam from G Gundam. I haven't seen G Gundam yet, but what I do like about it is how a lot of the kits are made to be representations of different countries. And for this one, I believe that the Dragon Gundam is made to represent China. Also, what's really cool about this kit is all the gimmicks that you get. Another kit that at the time on the premium Bandai side quickly got sold out. So like I said, I was very lucky to get my hands on it. Next up are the RG kits, and this time we were able to get our hands on a couple of them, therefore getting us just a little bit closer to finishing our collection. First off, we have the Sky Grasper. The Sky Grasper is number 6 in the series, so it is an early RG kit, and one that in the eyes of many doesn't even deserve to be an RG kit, since you really don't get a lot. As you can see from the side images, the Sky Grasper is actually more like an add-on than a full kit. And technically it is a full kit because the Sky Grasper is basically just this plane itself that can be broken down to be add-ons for the Striker. Also, because this kit doesn't really have much, it is a relatively cheap kit, so it's not really as expensive as the other ones. And again, it is one that we were missing for our collection, so now we got it. For our next RG kit, it is one that's actually later in the series, and that is the Wing Gundam. Now, this is not the new RG Wing Gundam that just got released just a little while ago. Now, this one is still a really cool kit. It comes with a lot of nice gimmicks and it's able to transform as well. Also, for some reason, this kit is not cheap. It is actually a little more expensive than a lot of the other RG kits. Our next RG kit comes in a bigger box, and one that I was very surprised that I actually saw in stores again. And that is the Full Armor Gundam. I like the Unicorn Gundam, but I really love the Full Armor Unicorn Gundam. Here are some side images of that. I think it was last month or the month before that we got the Verkov version. And this time we got our hands on the RG version. So that is really cool. So we are getting really close to completing that collection. And once that's done, I'll probably make a special video showing all the RG kits. And then we'll see where we go from there. Next up, it's really not a kit, but it still belongs in the RG group. And that is the Expansion Unit Armed Armor VN-BS. In other simpler words, it is just an armor expansion for the RG Banshee kit. And here you can see more of that in the back. Here we can see the contents that come in this box. Also, what's cool about it is that it comes with decals as well. So really not much to say about this. It is just an expansion for the arm. It is not something that you need for the Banshee kit, but something that did came along and I thought, well, I might as well get it. Next up is another expansion for another RG kit. And this is one that I actually already have, so this would be my second one. But again, something that came by, I saw, and I thought I would get anyway, just because it looks super cool. And that is a Hyper Mega Bazooka launcher for the Hy-V Gundam. Now this is really, really cool. I really love the way this looks. And I remember that for the first one I got, I did overpaid. And at the time I didn't really realize when this was gonna come back again. So when it did came back, I didn't have to buy it because I already have it. But I figured, I'll get a second one. And who knows, now that I have two, I can equip both of them to the Hy-V Gundam or get a second Hy-V Gundam. But who knows, at least it is good that I have a backup here. Here are some side images of that. Here we can see an image of how cool it looks with the Hy-V Gundam. Now imagine the Hy-V Gundam equipped with two of these instead of one. I think that would look really, really nice. Now let's go ahead and get into the Master Grade section. And our first Master Grade kit that we're going to take a look at is actually an older kit. And this is the Gundam EC8. And this is the first production mobile suit custom type. This is a kit that I randomly came across on one of the stores that I shop at, and actually one that I was surprised to actually see, as it is a new version of an older kit. And as you can see from the side images, it is a really cool looking one. Also, again, what's really cool about the older kits is that it comes with a little figure here. On the other side, we can see some of the gimmicks. I think I do own the HG version for this kit, but I'm actually not quite sure, as there are different variations for this one. Also, something that I just noticed about this artwork is that there's a fallen Sakura here. That's pretty cool. Our next Master Grade kit is a really cool addition to our collection, and it was one that was actually in our back orders for a while. And that is the Gundam MK2. And this is the AEG type. I really love the RX-78 too, but I also really love the MK2. Personally, I like Titan's version better, and that's just because of the darker color scheme. Let's take a look at some of the side images. Some more cool images on the other side. Again, very happy that another kit made it into our collection, and none other than the MK2. For our next Master Grade, it is a Pre-Owned Bandai kit, and that is Shenlong Gundam. Here we have the Shenlong Gundam EW, and the Pre-Owned Bandai version, here the Lao Ya unit, is very similar to the regular one, except that this one, it actually comes with this. And I think this is I think the name of this sword is the Liao Ya unit. Basically, the Pre-Owned Bandai version is the one with the sword. So I had the option to get the regular one or get this one. So I went for this one. This being a Pre-Owned Bandai kit doesn't have any images on the sides that I can show you, but it is really cool looking. And with Wing Gundam being so popular right now because of the anniversary, I'm guessing that's why they released this kit. Next up, we have a kit that ties with the Gundam Wing Endless Walls series, and that is the expansion part set. Again, this is really not a kit, and as the name suggests, it is an expansion part set. So it comes with different parts for other Gundam grade kits. These are expansion parts for Dead Side Hell, the Tallgeese 2, and for the Altron Gundam. And you can see a little bit of how that looks right here on the front cover. Now, out of all these kits, I do have the Dead Side, I do have the Tallgeese 2, and I don't have this one though. So you know what that means. It means now we have to find this one. We are down to our last two kits, and I decided to save this one for last, and that's just because these are non-Gundam kits. And the first of that is a Dragon Ball Z kit, and here we have Super Saiyan Vegito. Now this is a really cool looking kit, and in the Dragon Ball Z universe, actually my favorite character is the Super Saiyan Vegito. I remember seeing this as a kid and really liking the battle between him and Majin Buu, and I do wish we could have seen more of him. Here we can see some of the images on the side. I think it's really cool that it comes with a little mini Majin Buu figure right here. Another really cool kit, and one that I look forward to getting built at some point. Now, I actually don't know if they have a Super Buu version of this. It would be cool if they did. And we reached our final kit. And of course, not the least, this one's actually pretty special. And it is Mecha Godzilla. Apart from Gundam and Dragon Ball, I really love Godzilla. So I'm very happy that I was able to get my hands on this kit. And I do think especially that Mecha Godzilla looks super cool. Also, this is not a Bandai kit. This is actually from Aoshima, and they usually tend to focus more on cars. But from the side images here, I think it actually looks like a really cool kit. Comes with a nice set of gimmicks. This is a really cool kit to build between Gundam kits, and one that I do want to build on this channel at some point. Also, I am thinking of incorporating some non-Gundam kits and maybe build once a month or something like that. Do let me know if you're interested in seeing some non-Gundam kits on this channel. Here on these images, we can see that you can open the hatches. Very cool front and back view. Thank you for joining me in another Gundam and non-Gundam kit haul for our ever-expanding backlog. I don't think this month there was anything too crazy. Still, all these are kits that I can't wait to get built at some point. Also, things have been a bit busy around here, so the amount of videos has decreased somewhat. But I do have some things planned for the future where there can be a bit more balance. Again, thank you for joining me. Take care, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next one.